What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be taking down stage 4 of the Supreme Magnificent Battle, what is it, Next Generation Saiyans edition here. So for stage 4, this is the run that we are going to be doing. There's a mission for stage 4 here to clear this with 4 Bond Master and Disciple characters on your team. This event is a really funky one. This is the team that we've got going. Our first 4 units are the Bond and Master and Disciple units, and then we've got the 7th Anniversary LRs on here as well. We have our Bond Parent and Child Support Memory, as well as Whis we're going to be bringing into this stage. Let me switch over to the web view and show you the enemy that we're going to be fighting against. So it's a one-phase fight here. Really simple stuff. It's scripted as well. So basically, every turn he's going to do 5 attacks. The first 2 attacks are going to be normals, and the next 3 are all going to be supers. Basically the way it's going to be split up is like in slot 1, we're going to get 2 normals and a super, and then slot 2 you get a super, slot 3 you get a super. So there's just going to be supers in every single slot. We're not going to be able to hide any units, and as you can see here, this unit hits quite hard. Upwards of a 7 million attack stat on super. So yeah, he can be attack lowered. We don't really have units that can do that though on this team, so we'll see how that goes. We'll see. So yeah, this is the team that we've got here. Let's try our best. I think we're going to be very heavily depending on the Whis to carry us for these first couple of turns. Oh man, okay, our rotations are bad, so we're gonna probably not win on this first run here. We'll see. We'll try our best, see what we can make happen, but ideally you want the Vegeta and Trunks to be on the first and second turns, because they're going to be your key slot 1 units for the entire event, right? So the fact that we don't have one of them on the second rotation is a little bit bad. So yeah, we'll see how that works. Okay. Honestly, the worst part about it is the fact that, oh man, you know what? I just realized we probably have to pop a Whis right away. I don't think that the Tech Gohan is going to be able to survive in slot 3 there against that 7 million super. I'm pretty sure that's true. Okay, so let's go ahead and pop a Whis right away. Again, not super ideal. It would have been better if we had a solid set of 3 units. Like, look at this turn 2 setup. On turn 2, we're gonna have both the 7th Anniversary LRs and the Int Blue Vegeta. If we had those 3 right here on turn 1, we would not need a Whis. We would have been fine without it. So yeah, that's just a little bit unfortunate. Let's go ahead and grab... do we want these? I do want Vegeta and Trunks to be at 24 key, because they get that extra 30% defense, so they really want that. They give it to all Bond Parent Child allies as well, so basically everyone's going to be benefiting from that. Okay, and maybe one less Rainbow Orb. Save those for sure. Okay, so we're definitely going to survive this first turn. It's not going to be any type of issue just because we did use that item. So name of the game is going to be doing enough damage to where we are flatlining this enemy by the time we run out of items, and then we have to do everything unprotected, right? That's when this fight is going to start to get really scary for us, is those later turns. So yeah, it's just going to be a matter of hoping and praying until... but like I said, our rotations were not absolutely perfect. We did get slightly... I guess, I don't really know if it's lucky. I was going to say we got slightly lucky that we didn't have a 7th Anniversary LR on turn 1. Because when that happens, you do not want them on turn 3. Like, absolutely do not want them on turn 3. Because they'll lose their 77% damage reduction from being the first appearance. And they cannot yet transform because it's not turn 4. Where they'll get that 77% damage reduction back for another turn, right? So turn 3 is like the scariest turn for them. Just period. So the fact that we got both of them on turn 2 means that we can float one. So we'll have one back on turn 4 to transform, and then the other one will be back on turn 5 to transform. So we'll get 2 really good turns in a row with them coming up, and obviously they're going to be safe on this next turn here as well. But it would have been nice just because now it's turn 4 and 5. Well, I guess it's not the worst thing, because I guess the other option is that they would have both been there on turn 4. Like if we had one on turn 1 and one on turn 2. Then we would have floated the one on turn 1, and then they both would have shown up on turn 4. So maybe this is better. Maybe this is the best option. So who do we want to rotate? That's the real question, right? I think... I think I would rather rotate the gods, because we're gonna get the Scouter up sooner with the Super Saiyan 4s. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it like this. Well, the only thing I'm thinking is about the link skills, because the gods link up with him a lot better. Let's just do that, because we don't really need the Scouter. We know where the attacks are going to be. The main thing I meant was like the counter ability, because they can counter the super attack, whereas the gods can only dodge it. Okay, I suppose this is fine. Oh, actually, no. Just thought of it. Okay, we're going to do that. Because this unit's coming back, which means we're going to need to have an item active, and I would be less confident in their ability to handle supers than theirs. I think overall he's just going to have a better chance to live them. So let's, yeah. We'll have the item active when they're back. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. And then we want the Blue Vegeta in slot 1 there, just because that means he's going to take 2 attacks to build up some extra damage reduction before he has to take that first super. Oh, shoot. Okay, we'll grab this. We'll forego the Rainbow Orb there so we can make sure to get him above the 20 key mark. That way he gets that guaranteed additional. Just for some extra stacking to make sure he is as juiced as possible for when he comes back for that transformation. Oh, so far this is looking really scary. You know, again, because we did have to use that Whis right away on turn 1. That's gonna hurt us pretty bad here. Just because that means starting, essentially, starting turn 5, we're just gonna be itemless. We're just gonna be unprotected for the rest of the fight. I guess the reason why that's only a potential is because in order for that to happen, we would have to pop a Whis on this next turn. So then it would be 3-4 for the Whis active. But I wonder if we can get away with not using a Whis on this next turn. I wonder. I don't think so. Mainly because we have 2 of the Vegeta and Trunkses, right? So one of them is going to have to be slot 3. And I think that's going to hurt us a little bit, because Vegeta and Trunks get a pretty sizable bonus from being in slot 1. Let me see here. I'm going to go ahead and pull up their info on the website on the side here, just so I can remind myself all the intricacies of their kits. Okay, so they have 100% defense for 5 turns, so they'll have that active. They get 10% damage reduction for 3 turns, so that will still be active. They have guard, and the extra 20% damage reduction in their base kit, so they'll be at 30% damage reduction there. And then, as the first attacker, they get 30% more damage reduction. But that one that's the third attacker is not going to be getting that extra. So the third attacker is going to have 30% damage reduction, natural guard from type advantage, and then also guard in the kit. And then as long as we make sure to have 24 key on both of them this next turn, then they're going to have that 60% extra. And it's when attacking as well, so that's pretty good. I wonder. I don't know if it's going to be enough. I mean, obviously, based on where the stacks are at, because he's also got... I guess I might as well show what I'm looking at, since we're not doing attacks anymore. So yeah, this whole portion here, this has already been built up for that Vegeta and Trunks that we had on turn 1. So he would be the more likely option to put in slot 3. But the problem is we're going to be missing out on this. There's like a lot of stats and stuff, and damage reduction. I don't know if he's going to... I feel like he's probably not going to be able to live, even with 1,000,000 defense right now. Because he's going to get the... So, with 1,000,000, he's also got 30% damage reduction on top of the 1,000,000. Then he has an additional here, plus the hidden potential system. So he could potentially do 4 super attacks. The first of which is going to raise his attack and defense. The next 3, potentially, are going to greatly raise it. And he gets the extra 5% here. Plus the other Vegeta and Trunks, that's also going to give him the 5% here. I still am not confident it's going to be enough without this. Yeah, without this. Okay, so let's go ahead and use. Yeah, I think we have to. I don't think he can survive there. I don't think it's enough. Maybe that's a blunder, maybe, but I think this is kind of what we got to go on. Okay. All right, let's do it. Let's try and get as many int orbs as possible here in the middle. There we go. And then obviously with the Whis active, we're going to be perfectly fine. Simply for science, what is his defense? Yeah, only 300k there. He does get a pretty sizable defense raise. And he only gets the regular raises there, though. You get defense on super. Oh, yeah, that's why. He gets a bunch of defense on. So, that's going to help him there for sure. Okay. We're already at 24 key. I'm going to try and leave a lot of those rainbow orbs for next turn. Those are going to start to be really relevant once the 7th anniversary LRs transform. Okay, so we're for sure alive. We're not, we're definitely not going to be taken out this turn, or next turn. That's a mathematical impossibility because of the Whis active. But the problem is we've done such little damage to this point that once those Whis run out, we're going to have to just survive dry. So that's going to be the really scary part coming up. Hopefully, though, with some of these attacks coming in, you know, all the stat raises that we're getting, every time Vegeta and Trunks launch their 18 key, they're giving a 5% buff to the entire team. So hopefully with a couple more of those coming through, our units are going to start to look pretty juiced. This is also going to help a lot, right? There was a specific reason why I picked a couple of these units, just because I figured they would be units that are going to help provide a lot more damage. Okay, let's see what this looks like. I assume this is going to still be a double-digit tank. Yeah. With the damage reduction, surely there was no way not, right? It is a little bit unfortunate with the way this fight is set up that there are no slot 0 attacks, because Vegeta and Trunks do get a bunch of stat raises within the turn. Or I guess it's not within the turn, it's just after being hit, right? But they're just not being hit by that many attacks. Okay, and then another solid tank coming in here. Very good stuff. Okay. So now, this is our last turn of having the Whis active. Let's go ahead and launch our active skills here. No reason why not. Get some damage in here as much as we can. Oh man, we are just so behind on damage. We can't even do their active skill yet. This is really bad. Okay, so still we are gonna go ahead and just grab this. Man, do we do this? Maybe I should do this. It's not like I need these orbs for healing or anything, so we'll just go ahead and give him the 24 key. Max him out. And then, yeah, this will give them 4 rainbow key spheres. That's plenty enough. They're gonna have a nice, good bit of dodging there. And then, I guess 6 is like the most we can give him, huh? Bit unfortunate. It feels a little low. But this is we still have the Whis active, right? So we'll be okay. We'll be okay for now. Alright, so this is his active skill turn, so he's got guaranteed crits. This is going to be really nice for him. Yeah, I think just damage-wise, we're doing a little bit more here. Was definitely a good idea because of, like, remember when I chose to float the LR Super Saiyan 4s and keep the gods on rotation, so we have these extra links active here. I think that was a good choice. Just to be able to maximize the amount of damage we're doing, right? Because we still do have a long way to go. He's not even below 50% HP yet, so that is looking a little scary. But hopefully we'll get him to below 50% HP by the end of this turn, which means on the next turn when we transform the LR Super Saiyan 4s, we can immediately use their active skill, and then on turn 5, when we come back and get the gods again, we can use their active skill. So yeah, that'll actually be really, really good for us. Oh, and I completely forgot about the attack disable. That's huge. We need to remember that for... Oh, well, I guess... Yeah, we're kind of hosed in that department, unfortunately. I was going to say we need to remember to put the LR Super Saiyan 4s, once they're transformed to Gogeta, into slot 1. That way their attack just disables one of the normals, and then they can counter the super for some extra free damage. But the problem with that is we need Vegeta and Trunks in slot 1 at all times, so that they have their full buffs, right? So, yeah, we're unfortunately just going to have to not take advantage of the counter attacks that we can get from Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Right, some decent damage coming in here. I believe we are now below that 50% HP mark, so that's good. That was the main goal for the turn. Oh, nice. We even get a dodge off there. Wow. With that dodge that just happened, I think we actually didn't even need an item active that turn. Because we dodged, or we disabled the one in the middle, and then obviously we would have tanked that one up front. Okay, so now we are on to no items. We've got no items left here. Go ahead and launch this. Perfect. A good amount of damage coming in. What is our defense stat looking like for this guy? Still at like 1 million. Alright, I am a little scared here, but if their passive is not fully activated yet, it will be by the time that super attack comes in, because they're going to get hit with a couple more normal attacks right here first, so that's going to be good. So we at least know that their passive will be fully active for us. So they have the best possible chance at surviving. And then... I want to double check this Gohan really quick, just to make sure that there's no slot-specific things with him. Yeah, it's just based on key spheres and stuff. Okay. Okay, no problem. Just wanted to make sure. He does need quite a few orbs, though. I almost feel like I should grab these. I do want to focus on getting a lot of those rainbows here. Let's see. If I do this, he's going to be stuck to, like, 5 orbs. So let's just do this. This will be fine. Maybe these ints will drop decently. Okay, that works. That works. We could just grab all these. Wait, again, I need to make sure it's just with key sphere selected and that it's not anything specific with the int typing. Yeah, it just... Okay, so he stops getting defense after 3 key spheres. Yeah, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. Was that... That was a lot of damage reduction. 50% damage reduction with... Yeah. Okay. Alright, so we are good to go there. We should be fully safe here. I don't think that we're gonna be taking a KO. We might take some damage on Vegeta and Trunks here. Maybe we'll take some damage. But I'm pretty sure the other two are gonna be able to double-digit tank. And the Gogeta's just gonna disable the attack anyway, right? But yeah, mainly worried about Vegeta and Trunks here. Let's see. Okay, nice. We did get basically the full bout of super attacks that we can get there, so that's really good. I believe this one here is the hidden potential system. Okay, there we go. And the last of the stacks. Are we good? We're perfectly good. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. So yeah, I think we're basically a shoo-in to win at this point. It's just going to be going through the motions through the end of this turn and the rest of next turn. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have quite enough attack power to finish things off here this turn. He's still got a little bit too much HP left, especially because we were only able to select like 7 orbs with the Int Gohan, right? Would have been a lot better if we had like the whole key sphere, the whole board selected or something, or close to. Then obviously he would be hitting a massive attack stat and we'd have a chance. But yeah, with only 25 million there, definitely not. We're still going to have this one more turn of things to deal with. But now we know that a Vegeta and Trunks that's only been out for 2 turns does have the ability to tank their super. So we're going to be... Oh, no! Alright. Well, he cannot tank their super without an item. We just learned. Now, I also happen to know that STR Beast Gohan does not tank this event without an item. I know that for a fact because I tried using him in a previous build and it didn't work. I think this is still our best bet. We just need to get a little bit better rotations or have like 1 turn or something where we're not using an item and then we'll be fine, right? So yeah, let's just go ahead and jump in again the exact same way. I think we can definitely do it with this team. Okay, well, as we just learned, that Int Gohan does not... he is unable to tank without the help of an item. He can't survive the super tier. Shoot. Let's see. I'm just reading his kit on the wiki right now. So he had 50% damage reduction from those key spheres obtained. Oh, he just gets attack per key sphere obtained. So there's nothing else that like. Yeah, literally, it would just be an additional is the only way you could get any extra D. Wow. That's actually kind of bad. Okay, so we're gonna have to keep that in mind. Okay, well, because we know he can't tank it, we have to... What's his additional chance? He's all crit. So yeah, we're definitely not gonna be... We're not gonna be depending on an additional to get him some additional defense. Alright, well then, I guess in that case, we have to hope that turn 3... On turn 3, we can, not use an item. I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this. So, we actually already learned on that turn that a second turn, Vegeta and Trunks can tank the super, but that was in slot 1 with the extra 200% stats and the extra 30% defense, right? And we're gonna have that situation again because of this. Because of the Vegeta and Trunks being slot 7, right? Okay, so I think because of that, I'm legit. I'm just gonna wash this run. We're just gonna start over. Because I don't want to run into the exact same situation in 20 minutes where we were forced to use our 4 turns of items on turns 1 through 4, and then we're fucked on turn 5. I'm not gonna deal with that. So we're just gonna reload. Hope for not a slot 7 Vegeta and Trunks. Of course it's slot. Now they're both on turn 1. Which means, again, we'd have to use our item on turn 1. And then turn 2, it would be active because of the 7th anniversary LRs. Or, I mean, it would just still be active. And then turn 3, we'll have this guy, who can't tank. And we would need to use again. Do we just forfeit, or do we try this? Like, I don't know what to do here. Because, like, I'm wasting my attempts for the day, but also... I don't want to record for the next 25 minutes if I feel like there's a really strong chance we're not going to survive it. Just because we're forced to use the items too early. Whereas, like, getting a turn 1 where we wouldn't have to would just be so much better. Or at least knowing that, like, turn 3 won't have to. Or something. Ah, this is so frustrating. Okay, yeah, I'm going to abandon one more time. And then we'll try again. Yeah, this is, like, mad annoying. This is why temp limits suck, right? Okay. Alright. We're just gonna have to run it, huh? Like... We have to use an item turn 1, we have to use it turn 2. So now we're just gonna pray that we don't have to turn 3, I guess? What are we looking at for turn 3 right now? If we keep these guys... Who's slot 7? Okay, yeah. There we go. So now we'll be able to survive turn 3 without an item, so we can use items turn 1, 2, and then turns 4, 5. And then that'll help extend our life a little bit. So yeah, I think we can actually survive on this run now because of that. That's good. That's good. And as nice as it would be to have Vegeta in slot 1, we gotta keep the Vegeta and Trunks there for sure. Yeah, we've got tech coming up. Save those. Okay. Okay. Well, we're just going to be praying for millions of additionals so that we can whittle down this guy's HP as quick as possible. Obviously, it's going to be hard here on this first turn before any of these units have actually built up or anything. But this is certainly going to help them for the next turn, right? Oh, okay. Alright, so yeah, so far so good. We're sitting pretty. Obviously, the first 2 turns, we can just kind of cross our arms and not really worry about anything. Gogeta style, right? Just because we know everybody can tank with the weak active. Can you imagine if there was a 3 damage reduction item in the game? Makes sense why there's not, but man, that'd be so helpful for events like this, where you could have 6 turns of guaranteed damage reduction instead of only 4. Would be so nice. Alright, and then with his 90% damage reduction, we're definitely going to be sitting pretty. Not bad, not bad. Okay, and then our rotations are already set exactly how we want them. So let's go ahead and do this. Can't avoid those orbs. Okay, let's grab these so we still get all those tech orbs. And then see how many we can get with him. 9, not bad. I will take all those. Alright, and then, yeah, never forget that the Vegeta and Trunks, every time they do this 18 key at the start of the turn, they're raising the entire team's stats by 5%. So, you know, obviously this event isn't super long. It's not like we're going to be seeing anything crazy like we would in Festival of Battles or something, but I'm sure it's going to be helpful. The 4 turns of it that we get, you know, basically a 20% support for the team, that's just an additional support memory, right? Definitely a worthwhile bonus to have. Alright, so we are quickly approaching the moment of truth, which is going to be turn 3, where we're going to attempt to not use an item and see if we can actually survive. Obviously, that's going to be a little bit tough only for the Vegeta. I'm a little bit worried about Vegeta, just a bit. Like, I'm pretty sure with the crazy defensive numbers that he gets himself to, on top of the fact that he's got the 50% damage reduction in base, so when he gets hit by the super attack, it'll be 60% damage reduction, I believe is what it goes up to. 10% increases at a time. Then he should be okay with whatever defense number he's got. But I am really, really hoping that we see, like, a triple super turn from him. If at any point we were going to see it, now is definitely when I would want it, right? So. Alright, loving the 20 million plus attack stat from the new Gohan. Definitely could be even higher, but is what it is. Not really a choice unit that I would have wanted to use on the team, but it's really slim pickings on Bond Master and Disciple these days. A very, very undertuned category at this point, so especially for an event like this where what you really want is very, very high damage reduction characters or just straight up dodge units. And Bond Master and Disciple does not have a lot of either of those. Okay. So we want Vegeta and Trunks slot 1, because again, no item active. And then we definitely want to keep the LR Super Saiyan 4s on rotation here. So we're going to keep Vegeta at the back end there. That's what's going to be looking like. Alright, so we'll grab all these. And then we do need to make sure to at least get... Oh yeah, this is perfect. There we go. I was going to say, we want to make sure to at least get his 18 key. I'm just going to max him out. We're going to grab everything we can right there. Okay, let's see. Let's see. And again, we still have to anticipate all the way till the end of this turn to even know if we're going to survive or not. That is surely the worst part about it. But I think that if Vegeta does survive the super attack in slot 3, then we, I think, have guaranteed 1 at that point. I'm pretty sure that solidifies our W in the fight. I think. Okay. Getting some good chip damage in. I suppose I should have checked his defense number, huh? I didn't even bother actually checking what Vegeta's defense was. But he already had one turn of attack stacking to build it up, because obviously he's got the incremental build-ups passive, right? So by the end of this turn, those should be fully built up, giving him the maximum possible defense number he could have. It's just I'm hoping that that goes in tandem with him doing 3 super attacks, because that'll give him the most amount of defense raise. If that is the case, I'm pretty confident that he could, like, if he triple supers, I'm 100% confident he'll survive. If he double supers, I'm pretty sure he'll survive. And if he only single supers, I'm a little bit scared that he won't survive. That's kind of where my mentality is at this point with him. So let's see what happens. I believe he does have a full additional build too, so he should be okay. And then obviously he's an int unit, so he does have some dodge in there regardless. And with this anniversary equips, I believe he does also have some dodge, so we could potentially see him dodge. Funny enough, we see the LR Super Saiyan Force dodge. They didn't even need to. Obviously, with their heavy damage reduction, they would be fine there. Okay, that's one. Okay, perfect. So we have the double super. I am pretty confident at this point that we're going to be okay. I think we'll be all right. Ah, just a normal. Okay. Would have felt even better had that been a super. But yeah, like I said, I think we're going to survive here. I think we'll be okay. Okay. Oof. Oh my actual god. What just happened? Holy moly. That's so scary. Wow. So, we needed that second super. Had we only gotten the one super, we would have been KO'd. And we kind of needed that third super too. But coincidentally, because we're below 58% HP, we get the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan one-time ability. So now he has 30% damage reduction before attacking, and he changed the entire field to okay, so here's the thing. We're going to use an item again right here. I wonder if it would be a good idea to leave him in slot 1. Because obviously we're going to lose the 30% damage reduction for Vegeta and Trunks not being in slot 1. And their extra 200% stats. But what that's going to allow us to do is a full nuke with him. And he's going to hit super hard. That might be worthwhile for us to do. Especially because with the Whis active and selecting all these orbs, we're going to be back to 100% HP. I'm pretty sure everyone's just going to survive on the turn. So I'm pretty sure that's the better idea. Let's go ahead and do it. Didn't even get us back to full. Actually, I'm second guessing this only because he's the unit I wanted in slot 3 to make sure I can keep the other two on rotation. Oh. Yeah, because I don't want to have to float either of the other two. Okay, never mind. Let me go ahead and reset the app and then we'll jump back in. Okay, so let's go ahead and just make the smart decision. We don't need to change anything up. We can do the Vegeta and Trunks orb selection here. And then this is going to help our HP a lot more because they have way higher defense. There we go, back to 100% HP. And then now, after selecting those orbs, we'll go ahead and transform with them. And then that'll give us our rainbow orb changing. So we can possibly get a better orb selection. Characters around. That is perfect. And then because I did reset the app, we got to reuse the Whis. So let's go ahead and use that Whis again. And I guess we can just select these in orbs here. Okay, let's send it. So again, now we know we're safe for the next 2 turns, this one and the next, and then it would just be turn 6 that we have to deal with, you know, risking death. But hopefully, honestly, if everything goes according to plan, we won't even need to worry about taking an attack on turn 6. Because ideally, we would just have him fully KO'd by the end of next turn. We're going to do a lot of damage here. Our Vegeta and Trunkses are fully built up at this point. We do have another pretty strong nuker at the final part of the rotation here. We've got both of our 7th anniversary LRs starting next turn. Both of them will be transformed, and they'll have their active skills to be able to launch out and stuff. So yeah, I don't imagine we're going to have to sit through turn 6. I think worst case scenario, we'll show up at the beginning of turn 6, and then we'll have the LR God's active skill to use. We'll use it. We'll have the Vegeta and Trunks active skill to use. We'll use that, and then that will be the end of the fight. I'm pretty sure. If not, before then, it'll just be like on turn 5, right? Yeah, I think we're pretty set here at this point. Let's see. I mean, I say that, but he's not even below 50% HP yet, so maybe I am getting ahead of myself. We'll see. We'll see. I'm just trying to base this based on what it was, what like kind of run we did on the last run where we almost made it to the end. We were able to kind of exponentialize the amount of damage we got these transformations off, right? So, oh my goodness, and we're still going. Yeah, yeah. I think my inkling was correct. We're gonna be melting this guy from this point forward. He kind of doesn't have a shot. Okay, and then this is good because now he's below 50% HP. So we're definitely going to be able to use the active skill from Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta next turn, giving us a lot of free damage in there, right? Oh, actually, I wonder if we have the Vegeta and Trunks active ready to go on this next turn, too. We might. No, we don't. Just theirs. Okay, that's totally fine. Let's go ahead and transform them. And then we'll use that active right away. Perfect. Good bit of damage in there. And then, same deal as usual. Keep our rotation set as such. Yeah, let's do that. I want to get all those out of the way. We still have a lot of rainbow orbs ready to go for Vegeta. What's going to be the best way? I think this. 4 rainbow orbs. And then, only get 7 with him. Would be nice to get a little bit more with this guy, but not a huge deal. We, again, still do have that Whis active. So, he'll be safe for this last turn. And then, actually, it's looking like we have 3 units that can survive these supers next turn. So that's pretty exciting. So even, you know, even if we do end up having to, like, play out the next turn entirely, I think we're still going to be okay. Okay, not a ton of damage coming out from Vegeta and Trunks here. Not really any crits going in. Still looking slightly undertuned. There we go, that last attack was a bit better. Alright, now let's see what Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's got for us. Remember that this is his active skill turn, so he is going to be guaranteed critting through all of this. Let's see here. Go, and that's the attack disable, which again is so unfortunate. It would be really, really nice not to get the attack disables, just so that he can tank the supers. Or not tank them, but counter them, right? And I guess on this turn, I probably could have put him slot 1 because we have the Whis active, right? So if I had put him slot 1, Vegeta and Trunks definitely would have tanked in slot 2 just fine. But they also would have lost 200% stats. So I don't know if the extra damage they aren't doing would have been like a worthwhile trade-off for the extra damage we get from countering. It also only would have been a 70% chance to counter and not a guarantee. So it's like kind of wishy-washy what the right decision. This is definitely the right decision as far as making sure that we survive. But I think the other way potentially could have gotten us a little bit more damage dealt this turn. But it's looking like with where his HP's at, it wouldn't have mattered, right? Because it's not like we would have done enough extra to actually KO him. And, you know, we've still done enough to this point to where just the active skills here alone are going to be enough to finish this off, right? As I had predicted earlier. Go ahead and launch this one. It's probably not going to kill. Yeah, just does a little bit there. This one actually probably isn't going to kill either. I think he's still going to have a sliver. Yeah, he does. Okay, and then we will just finish up with Vegeta and Trunks. Give them the spotlight here for the last little bit of HP, and then that's going to be the end of it. And that should be the event defeated and the missions cleared. And then we'll... oh, and actually the wallpaper achieved too. Because though this is only Stage 4, I actually recorded Stage 5 first and then went backwards to Stage 4. So now we'll be completing all the missions and getting that wallpaper as well. Let's see. And before we messed up our team build and didn't get the mission done. Can you imagine? Alright, there we go. All completed. Sweet. Awesome. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully that was informational or at least entertaining. That's going to do it for this one here. and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.